Audiobook Introduction. Dark psychology isn't about controlling others, it's about understanding the hidden forces that have shaped your life from the shadows. This audiobook will reveal the real mechanisms behind manipulation, emotional pressure, and psychological traps. You will learn how to protect your mind with calm confidence, build your boundaries, and transform vulnerability into self-respect. Wherever you are on your journey, remember, freedom starts with seeing what's been invisible. This is your turning point. Let's begin. Written introduction. Welcome to Dark Psychology, the hidden forces of control and self-defense. Most people go through life not fully understanding why they feel pressured, why they give in, and why manipulation works on them. In relationships, work, and everyday moments, hidden psychological patterns influence our choices, often without us even noticing. This book is not about evil or domination. It's not about turning you into a manipulator. It's about seeing the invisible dynamics at play, so you finally have the freedom to choose, respond, and protect yourself. You're about to discover why people use manipulation, what triggers emotional traps, and how you can break free from patterns that have drained your energy for years. You'll gain practical tools for self-defense, strategies for setting boundaries, and mindsets to build resilience in any situation. You don't need a psychology degree to reclaim your power. If you felt guilt, uncertainty, emotional pressure, or confusion, know this: it isn't your fault, and you can change your story starting now. This book will guide you, step by step, through the most common tactics manipulators use, the emotional triggers that make you vulnerable, how to spot manipulation instantly, how to remain calm and confident under pressure, how to set boundaries without guilt or conflict, how to build an identity that no one can control. You'll find real-life examples, clear explanations, and practical advice you can start using today. This is more than information. It's mental self-defense. It's your key to reclaiming freedom, peace, and emotional stability. Thank you for trusting me as your guide. If you're ready to understand the hidden rules of the game and finally write your own, turn the page. Your transformation starts now. Chapter 1. What dark psychology really is and what it isn't. Imagine, what if you could finally see the invisible strings, those hidden patterns that shape human behavior? Welcome to the real story behind dark psychology. Dark psychology isn't evil. It's not about domination or winning at someone else's expense. It's not manipulation for control. Dark psychology is your guide to understanding human nature, without illusions or false hope. Most people walk blindly through life, never knowing why they react the way they do, why others control them so easily, why guilt, fear, and pressure always work, why the same mistakes repeat in relationships, why they give too much and receive too little. This book explains it all, simply, honestly, and directly. You'll learn how people truly function, not how we wish they did. And when you master this, your vulnerability disappears. Let's start with a simple, familiar moment. Someone says, "Come on, you always help me. I really need you today." Most people feel instant pressure, guilt, the desire to be good, the fear of disappointing. So they say, "Okay, fine," even though it ruins their plans or makes them feel resentment. Everyday manipulation isn't evil. It just works. Dark psychology makes you see why and how to protect yourself. Another common experience: a partner becomes distant and cold. Uncertainty sets in. You worry, you try harder, they ignore you, your anxiety grows, their power grows too. Not because they're smarter, but because uncertainty creates emotional control. Dark psychology reveals these patterns in seconds. Here's the truth. Most manipulation isn't harsh. It happens through fear, guilt, need for approval, emotional dependence, social pressure, loneliness, lack of boundaries, the desire to be loved, and the desire to avoid conflict. When you see these mechanisms, everything changes. You stop reacting blindly. You stay calm. You choose your response. You protect your energy. You stop feeling drained. This is the purpose of dark psychology. Not to control others, but to take control of yourself. By reading this book, you'll get simple explanations for complex behavior, powerful, recognizable, everyday examples, real-world tools that actually work, protective phrases, mindset shifts to remove lifelong fears, clarity about how manipulation works, emotional strength and stability, peaceful, grounded self-respect, no theory, no circles, no complicated terms, just help you can use, insights that support you. This book will change the way you think and the way you let others treat you. By the end of this journey, you'll understand why people manipulate, why you respond the way you do, how to stay calm under pressure, how to protect yourself, how to set boundaries without guilt, how to read people quickly, how to spot emotional traps instantly, how to think clearly even when someone tries to confuse you. This isn't entertainment. It's not abstract theory. It's self-defense for your mind. Are you ready? Let's begin. Take this first insight with you and remember, awareness is your greatest shield. Now let's move forward to discover why people manipulate and why you let them. Chapter 2. Why people manipulate and why you let them. People don't manipulate because they are monsters. They manipulate because it works. Most manipulation is not calculated evil. It is survival. It is habit. It is insecurity. It is emotional hunger. It is fear of losing control. And the most important truth, people manipulate because the other person allows it, not consciously, not intentionally, but because they don't understand what's happening inside them. Let's break it down simply. People manipulate because they fear losing something: attention, love, power, status, comfort, control, certainty, emotional supply. Manipulation is a shortcut, a quick way to get what they want without risk. Example: your partner says, "Do whatever you want." Cold tone, short sentence, shut down energy. This is not indifference, this is fear. Fear of losing influence, fear of not being important, fear of losing emotional control. So they create uncertainty to pull you back. This is manipulation rooted in insecurity. Some people never learned healthy communication, direct requests, emotional regulation, boundaries, cooperation, vulnerability. They grew up around guilt, pressure, silent treatment, emotional threats, conflict avoidance, chaos. For them, manipulation is normal, not evil, just normal. They simply don't know another tool. Manipulation works instantly. A guilt trip gives results in seconds. A cold withdrawal creates tension immediately. A passive-aggressive comment shifts the balance instantly. A raised voice makes people comply fast. A sad story triggers responsibility in moments. People use what gives fast payoff. Healthy communication is slower. Manipulation is faster. Manipulation lives where your emotions are uncontrolled. If you fear conflict, people use pressure. If you fear abandonment, people use distance. If you fear disappointing, people use guilt. If you seek approval, people use compliments. If you fear being alone, people use silence. If you fear being wrong, people use arguments. If you fear rejection, people use "I'm not sure." Manipulation is always customized to your weak spot, and it works because most people don't know their weak spots. But manipulators sense them instantly. This is the hidden mechanism. Every time you say yes against your will, give in to avoid conflict, start justifying yourself, go along when it's uncomfortable, calm someone's drama, bow to coldness, compensate for guilt, try to please, are afraid to say no. You reinforce that the method works. The person will do it again and again. Not because they are bad, but because the brain loves what is effective, even if it damages the relationship. Manipulation feels safer than honesty. Honesty requires courage, vulnerability, discomfort, emotional maturity. Manipulation only needs a tone, a gesture, a few words, a pause, a distance. It's easier. It protects the manipulator from their own emotions. The deeper truth: you let manipulation happen because of your own wounds. This isn't blame. It's honesty. You allow manipulation when you fear conflict, loneliness, rejection, disappointment, being a bad person, being misunderstood, someone's anger, losing connection, emotional discomfort. And manipulators sometimes subconsciously sense this. They feel where your fear lives. Not to attack, but to secure their emotional needs. When you heal your wounds, manipulation stops working. Not because you fight harder, not because you shout louder, not because you outsmart someone, but because inside you becomes calm, confident, clear, self-respecting, emotionally grounded. And then, guilt no longer works, fear no longer controls, pressure no longer shakes, cold silence no longer scares, disapproval no longer matters, threats no longer influence, emotional chaos no longer pulls you in. Manipulation doesn't need to be fought. It needs to be disarmed. And the moment it stops working, people change their behavior automatically. You don't need to change manipulators. You only need to change your reactions, your boundaries, your calmness, your expectations, your self-respect, your emotional habits. When you change, the dynamic changes. In this book, you will learn what exactly manipulators look for, how to become unreadable to manipulation, how to stop reacting emotionally, how to see patterns instantly, how to stay calm when someone escalates, how to protect your mind, how to keep your energy, how to live without guilt, fear, and pressure. You will learn in simple human language with examples you recognize from your life. This is your psychological armor. This is mental self-defense, and you deserve it. Carry this realization with you. You have the power to rewrite how others treat you. Next, let's uncover the real mechanisms behind manipulation. Chapter 3. How manipulation works. The real mechanisms behind it. Manipulation is not magic. It is not genius. It's not mind games played by super-intelligent people. Manipulation works by following 4 predictable psychological mechanisms that are the same for all humans. Once you understand these mechanisms, you can see through any manipulation instantly. Let's break them down. Mechanism 1. Emotional activation. Manipulation always starts with emotion, not logic. When you feel fear, you seek safety. When you feel guilt, you seek approval. When you feel shame, you seek acceptance. When you feel doubt, you seek clarity from the other person. When you feel pressure, you seek relief. Emotion makes you reactive, and a reactive person is easy to influence. Example: someone says, "I guess I can't rely on you anymore." This isn't a fact. It's an emotional hook. The goal is to activate guilt, fear of losing the relationship, fear of being seen as unreliable. Once you feel these emotions, your brain switches from clarity to self-defense. This is the doorway for manipulation. Mechanism 2. Confusion and uncertainty. Manipulators don't force decisions. They create uncertainty. When you're confused, you lose strength. When you're uncertain, you seek guidance. When you don't understand what's happening, you automatically give control to whoever seems more confident. Example: a partner grows distant, cold, short answers, strange tone, no explanation. Your mind starts working overtime. What did I do? Why are they acting this way? What did I do wrong? How do I fix this? The confusion is the manipulation. No words needed. Behavior alone creates the power dynamic. Mechanism 3. Pressure and tension. Manipulation uses pressure to force a decision. Types of pressure: Emotional, time, silence, anger, disappointment, expectations, coldness, guilt traps. Pressure activates the survival system in your brain. You want only one thing: to remove the tension. Most people relieve the tension by giving in. Example: a boss says, "I need you to stay late today. But if you can't handle responsibility, I understand." You feel tension, want relief, and say, "Okay, I'll stay." Manipulation successful. Not because of strength, but pressure plus your fear of judgment. Mechanism 4. Reward and relief. This is the most subtle mechanism. Manipulation works because after you give in, there's relief. The tension goes away, conflict is avoided, things feel normal again. Your brain learns, if I give in, the pain stops. This creates a pattern like addiction: discomfort, behavior, relief, repeat. Example: a partner gives you the silent treatment. You apologize even if you're not at fault. The coldness disappears and you are loved again. Your brain remembers, if I apologize, the pain ends. Loop complete. Manipulation now becomes a pattern. The hidden secret: manipulation doesn't succeed because someone is powerful. It succeeds because someone else is confused, guilty, afraid, unsure, seeking approval, emotionally dependent, avoiding conflict, uncomfortable with tension. Manipulation isn't about strength. It's about exploiting habits. Once you understand this, you break the spell. How to break manipulation: the foundation. Not by fighting, not by arguing, not by analyzing the manipulator. You break manipulation by staying calm, slowing down, not reacting immediately. Noticing emotional triggers, not absorbing guilt, tolerating discomfort, choosing your response consciously, and refusing to remove tension for the other person. When you do this, manipulation collapses instantly, because manipulation needs your emotional reaction to survive. Without it, it disappears. Summary of Chapter 3. Manipulation works because of 4 mechanisms. Emotion activates vulnerability. Confusion removes clarity. Pressure forces decisions. Relief reinforces the pattern. When you recognize them, you become unmanipulable, calm, clear, and unshakable. Take these insights with you. Next, let's discover how emotional triggers can make manipulation invisible, unless you know how to spot them. Chapter 4. Emotional triggers: how manipulators pull your strings without you. Noticing every manipulation begins the same way. Someone touches your emotional trigger. Not your logic, not your reasoning, your trigger. Triggers are emotional buttons inside you, and most people don't even know where those buttons are until someone presses them. Let's break them down, one by one. Trigger 1. Guilt. Guilt is the easiest way to control a human being because guilt creates instant responsibility for someone else's feelings. Typical guilt phrases: I guess you don't care. After everything I've done for you, I didn't expect this from you. If you really loved me, you would. All these hit the same wound. I am not enough. Example: your mother says you never visit anymore. I guess you forgot about your family. You feel pain. Even if you've been busy or tired, you say, okay, I'll come. Not because you want to, but because you want to stop the guilt. That's exactly how guilt controls you. Trigger 2. Fear. Fear shuts down your ability to think clearly. Manipulators use fear by raising their voice, going silent, threatening to leave, showing disappointment, acting unpredictably, escalating emotions. Fear doesn't have to be dramatic, it can be quiet. Example: I'm not sure we should be together anymore. No explanation, just fear dropped like a bomb. You panic, overthink, chase the connection. Fear takes your power. Trigger 3. Approval. Humans are wired to seek approval, especially from people they care about. Manipulators sense this and use it. Compliments to gain influence, validation to create dependence. Attention to shape your behavior, silence to punish. Example. Only you understand me. You're my closest person. Feels good until suddenly they need a favor. Compliment, request, pressure. Approval becomes a leash. Trigger 4. Shame guilt says, I did something wrong. Shame says, I am wrong. Manipulators use shame by attacking identity. You're too emotional. No one else would put up with you. You always overreact. Example. You voice a concern. The other laughs. You're crazy. Why would you think that? You start doubting yourself. Shame makes you silent. Silence gives them power. Trigger 5. Love and connection. The strongest trigger of all. Humans fear losing love, acceptance, closeness. Manipulation looks like cold withdrawal, emotional distance, inconsistent affection. Example. Your partner suddenly grows cold. You panic. You try harder. You apologize for things you didn't do. Loss of connection activates survival instincts. Trigger 6. Responsibility. Some people are raised to feel responsible for others, their feelings, problems, mistakes, happiness. Manipulators use this easily. Example. I don't know what I would do without you. It seems sweet, but the hidden message is you are responsible for me. You cannot leave. You have to fix my emotions. Trigger 7. Confusion. Confusion makes the brain desperate for clarity. Manipulators use contradictions, mixed signals, sudden changes. Your mind starts searching for meaning, and whoever gives that meaning controls the frame. How do you disarm triggers? Not by fighting, not by arguing, not by learning counter-manipulation. The real way is, tolerate discomfort. Don't react instantly. Slow your breathing. Name the trigger. This is guilt. This is pressure. This is distance. Don't fix their emotions. Their feelings are not your responsibility. Ask clarifying questions. What do you mean? Why now? Stay silent. Manipulators hate silence. It removes their control. Take your time. Slow reaction, stronger position. Summary manipulation succeeds when someone activates guilt, fear, approval, shame, withholds love, shifts responsibility, creates confusion. See the triggers. Stay calm. They lose power. You're now equipped to detect triggers before they become traps. Get ready? Next, we unlock the manipulator's toolbox of tactics and how to break them. Chapter 5. The manipulator's toolbox. The tactics they use and how to neutralize them. Manipulators don't use thousands of tricks. They use a small set of tactics over and over because these tactics work on almost everyone. Once you know these tactics, you stop being confused, stop taking things personally, and stop falling for emotional traps. Let's break down the main ones. Tactic 1. The guilt hook. Guilt is the fastest way to control people. Phrases look innocent. I didn't expect this from you. Others wouldn't treat me like that. I thought you cared. I guess I'm not important to you. These push you into proving yourself, apologizing, over-explaining, agreeing, over-giving. How to neutralize it. I hear your feelings, but I don't take responsibility for them. I don't accept guilt for this. You're allowed to feel that way, but my decision stays the same. Short, calm, direct. You refuse the emotional bait without conflict. Tactic 2. The silent treatment. Silence is a weapon. It creates fear, insecurity, guilt, urgency, self-doubt. Manipulators know silence often hurts more than words. Example. Someone stops responding. You write again and again, you apologize, you try to fix things. Now they know exactly how to control you, how to neutralize it. Do the opposite. Stay silent too. Live your life. Don't chase. Your calmness kills this tactic immediately. Tactic 3. The emotional knot. Someone mixes kindness and coldness, affection and distance, care and irritation, so you never know where you stand. It creates addiction. You start chasing the good version of the person. How to neutralize it? Recognize the pattern. Say, your inconsistency makes communication unclear. I don't engage with mixed signals. If they don't change, you leave the emotional game. Tactic 4. The victim role. Manipulators love playing the victim to create pity, guilt, responsibility, and obligation. Victimhood isn't about pain, it's about control. Example, I can't handle this. I don't know what to do. You're the only person who understands. The hidden message. You must fix me. You must take care of me. You cannot leave. How to neutralize it. I support you, but I'm not responsible for solving this. Or, I can listen, but I won't take over your problems. This sets a boundary without cruelty. Tactic 5. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is psychological fog. It makes you doubt your memory, feelings, perception, reality. Common phrases, you imagined it. You're overreacting. That never happened. You're too emotional. How to neutralize it. My perception is valid, we remember things differently. Or, I'm not debating my reality. Then disengage. Tactic 6. Overwhelming you with words. Some manipulators drown you in details, excuses, stories. The goal is to confuse you so you give up. How to neutralize it. Interrupt gently. Stop. What exactly do you want from me? Or, let's simplify. What's the main point? Clarity kills manipulation. Tactic 7. Rushing you. Urgency is a powerful weapon. You must decide now. This is your last chance. Pressure removes your ability to think. How to neutralize it. I don't make decisions under pressure. Or, if the offer disappears, it wasn't for me. Pressure loses its power. Tactic 8. Blaming you for their emotions. A classic. You made me angry. You ruined my day. You're the reason I feel this way. They put their emotions on you. How to neutralize it. Your emotions are your responsibility. Or, I understand your feelings, but they are yours to manage. Instantly rebalances power. Tactic 9. Threatening to leave. This creates dominance through fear. Maybe we shouldn't be together. Maybe I need someone else. It makes you panic and make bad decisions. How to neutralize it. Stay calm. If you want to leave, you are free to go. I don't negotiate under threats. This destroys the tactic completely. Tactic 10. You owe me. A manipulator will remind you of favors, sacrifices, help, time, money, or past support, because debt creates pressure. How to neutralize it. I appreciate what you did, but it doesn't obligate me. Short, clear, mature. Tactic 11. Passive-aggressive punishment. Silent hostility, cold tone, sarcasm, short answers, eye-rolling, disappointment, control through discomfort. How to neutralize it. Don't chase approval, don't soothe, don't fix their mood. When you're ready to speak respectfully, I'm here. Then disengage. Summary: manipulators use guilt, silence, inconsistency, victimhood, gaslighting, confusion, pressure, emotional blame, threats, debt, passive aggression. But every tactic collapses when you respond with calm, clarity, boundaries, slow reactions, responsibility for your emotions, and a refusal to play the game. You don't need to fight them. You just need to stop feeding their tactics. Then their power disappears. Take these counter tactics and move forward. Soon you'll learn how to recognize manipulation in seconds and build your emotional armor. Chapter 6. How to recognize manipulation in less than 5 seconds. If you can see it fast, you can stop it fast. Most people recognize manipulation after they've already given in, apologized, or lost energy. The key is to detect manipulation early, before emotion takes over. Here are the fastest, most reliable signs. Sign 1. You suddenly feel pressured. Manipulation almost always starts with pressure. If someone's words or behavior make you feel urgency, tension, fear of disappointing, fear of losing connection, guilt, confusion, self-doubt, stop. Pressure. Manipulation red flag. Example, you say no. The other person's tone changes instantly. They sigh, look disappointed, become cold. If your no changes their personality, they weren't asking, they were demanding. Sign 2. Your emotions suddenly spike. Manipulation targets emotion first. Guilt, fear, shame, anxiety, responsibility, insecurity. If your emotions jump quickly and you don't know why, it's a control attempt. Example, you explain calmly, they say, "You're overreacting." You weren't, but suddenly you feel shame. Emotional hijacking, a classic manipulation move. Sign 3. You start explaining yourself. Golden rule, when you start explaining too much, you're under pressure. Manipulators push you to justify, defend, clarify, prove, apologize. The moment you justify, they gain psychological power. Example, I didn't ask why, just answer. This is dominance, not communication. Sign 4. The conversation becomes foggy. Manipulators love confusion, mixed signals, unclear statements, contradictions, sudden shifts, hidden jabs. A confused mind seeks stability, and manipulators offer that reality on their terms. Example, you ask, when will you be home? Instead of answering, they say, why are you always controlling me? Suddenly you're defending, not getting an answer. Sign 5. They change the topic. When cornered, manipulators hate clarity. If you confront them, they remember something irrelevant. Bring up old arguments, twist the story, blame you, become emotional. Avoid direct answers, flip the issue back at you. Example, you promised to help today. Them, oh, so I'm a bad person now, you always complain. Avoiding the topic because clarity exposes manipulation. Sign 6. You feel emotionally pulled. Manipulation often feels like being pushed, pulled, dragged, squeezed, drained. Your chest tightens, your body tenses, your mind becomes foggy. Your intuition knows. If your body reacts before your mind, pay attention. Sign 7. I'm responsible for their feelings. If you suddenly feel responsible for their happiness, guilty for their sadness, obliged to fix their mood, pressured to calm them down, afraid to upset them, stop. This emotional capture gives the manipulator access to your decisions. Sign 8. You feel like you can't say no. If no feels dangerous, that's manipulation. Healthy people respect boundaries. Manipulators fight them. Example, you say no, they become cold, prickly, distant, offended. This isn't hurt, this is pressure. Sign 9. They make you doubt your memory. If someone makes you think, did I imagine that? Maybe I'm too sensitive, maybe he's right. That's gaslighting, one of the fastest markers of manipulation. Sign 10. They create an emotional imbalance. The conversation feels like you're defending, chasing, proving, calming, losing yourself. Healthy communication doesn't feel like this. Manipulation always does. How to recognize manipulation instantly, the formula. Just use this rule if you feel pressured, confused, guilty, or responsible. It's manipulation. Always. A healthy person never rushes you, confuses you, guilts you, shames you, twists your words, punishes you emotionally, silences you, or threatens the relationship. If someone does, they are manipulating. Summary of Chapter 6. You can detect manipulation in seconds by noticing sudden pressure, emotion spikes, over-explaining, confusion, topic changes, emotional pulling, guilt or responsibility, fear of refusing, self-doubt, imbalance. See it early, stop it early. Calm awareness destroys manipulation at its root. Let this chapter empower you. With every red flag you notice, you get closer to emotional freedom. Next, learn how to defend your inner calm and keep your power in any situation. Chapter 7. Emotional Self-Defense. How to stay calm when someone is trying to control you. Manipulation only works when you lose your emotional balance. If you stay calm, grounded, and steady, their tactics collapse instantly. This chapter gives you the core emotional self-defense system to stop manipulation in real time. Simple, clear, practical, and immediately usable. Principle 1. Slow your reaction. Manipulators rely on your immediate emotional response. If you react fast, you react unconsciously. If you react slowly, you take back control. Example: someone says, "I can't believe you're doing this to me." Most people jump into defense. "What do you mean? I didn't do anything. Why are you accusing me?" This gives the manipulator power. Instead, pause for 3 to 5 seconds. Silence destabilizes manipulation. Calmness breaks their momentum. Say, "I'll respond in a moment." This creates psychological space and gives you control. Principle 2. Breathe low and slow. When emotions rise, your breath moves into your chest, activating stress. A manipulator wants you to breathe fast and shallow. It makes you easier to influence. Fix it in 5 seconds. Inhale slowly into your lower belly. Exhale longer than you inhale. Calm physiology means a calm mind. Calm mind equals strong boundaries. Your breathing is your shield. Principle 3. Label the manipulation. Silently name what's happening and you remove most of its power. This is guilt. This is pressure. This is emotional withdrawal. This is gaslighting. Labeling makes your brain switch from emotion to analysis, killing the manipulation. Principle 4. Refuse emotional responsibility. Manipulation depends on making you feel guilty, responsible, obligated, ashamed. Your answer is short and calm. Your feelings are yours to manage. "I don't take responsibility for that." "I understand your emotions, but they're yours." These phrases close the emotional door. Principle 5. Don't explain too much. Explanation is a trap. The more you explain, the more pressure you get. Explanation signals weakness. Example: you say no. They ask why. You explain. They twist your explanation. You explain again. You chase their approval. Stop. Use "I've given my answer" or "my decision stands." Short, calm, unshakable. Principle 6. Speak slowly and simply. Speaking fast, sounding uncertain, even if you're right. Speaking slowly, sounding powerful, even if your words are simple. Use short, grounded sentences. "No, that won't work for me." "I hear you, but my answer is no." "Let's stay on the topic." "This behavior is not acceptable to me." Slow speech communicates dominance. Principle 7. Stay neutral, not emotional. Manipulators feed on emotion, especially yours. If you stay neutral, they lose fuel. Neutral does not mean cold or rude, just controlled. Example phrases: "I'm not reacting to that." "Let's talk without raising emotional volume." "I'll continue when you're calm." Neutrality destroys manipulation. Principle 8. Don't try to fix anyone. Manipulators push you into rescuing them, solving their problems, calming their emotions, fixing their crises. This drains your energy and gives them power. Your mantra: "I support you, but I'm not responsible for fixing this." This creates emotional separation, the manipulator's nightmare. Principle 9. Keep your body still. Physical stillness equals psychological strength. If you react, fidgeting, moving quickly, touching your face, manipulators sense insecurity. Stand or sit. Still, grounded, slow, intentional. Your body speaks louder than your words. Principle 10. Take time before important decisions. Manipulators want fast, impulsive, emotional choices because you think better when calm. Use "I don't make decisions immediately, I'll get back to you later." This removes 90% of manipulation instantly. A simple 5-second self-defense routine. When you feel pressure, do this. Pause. Slow breath. Name the tactic. Speak slowly. Set one calm boundary. This is enough to stop most manipulation before it even starts. Summary of Chapter 7. Emotional self-defense is built on slow reactions, calm breathing, labeling manipulation, refusing emotional responsibility, simple speech, neutral tone, physical stillness, taking your time, not explaining too much, not rescuing anyone. When your inside stays calm, the outside cannot control you. This is emotional sovereignty. Your mind becomes yours again. Every step you take strengthens your psychological armor. Now let's learn to set boundaries without fear, guilt, or conflict, and see how strong you really can be. Chapter 8. How to set boundaries without fear, guilt, or conflict. Boundaries are not aggression, they are protection. Anyone who fears your boundaries was benefiting from your lack of them. Most people think boundaries mean conflict, rejection, hurting someone, tension, anger. But boundaries are clear agreements that protect your energy, time, and mental state. A person with healthy boundaries is calm, confident, respected, emotionally independent, unmanipulable. This chapter will teach you to set boundaries without fear, guilt, or fighting. Principle 1. Boundaries are not negotiations. A boundary is a statement, not a discussion. If you treat boundaries like conversations, manipulators will twist, attack, or avoid them. Wrong. I don't like when you talk to me this way. Can you please stop? Invites debate. Correct. I don't engage when I'm spoken to like this. Ends debate. A boundary is, I don't accept this. Here's what I do instead. End of story. Principle 2. Use calm, simple, neutral language. Strong boundaries are quiet, not emotional or dramatic. Examples. I'm not available for that. That doesn't work for me. I'm ending this conversation now. I won't respond to raised voices. I need more time. No. Short, neutral, complete. Emotional explanations weaken boundaries. Neutral statements strengthen them. Principle 3. No justifying, no defending, no explaining. The moment you explain, you lose position because manipulators attack your explanation, not your boundary. Example. You. I can't lend you money. Them. Why? Don't you trust me? You. No, it's not that, I just... Them. So I'm not important to you. You lose. Correct version. You. I'm not lending money. Them. Why? You. I don't explain my boundaries. End of discussion. Principle 4. Keep your body still. Stillness communicates strength. If you shift, fidget, avoid eye contact, your boundary collapses. Sit or stand, grounded, slow, controlled, calm. Your body speaks first. Your boundary speaks second. Principle 5. Expect pushback. It means the boundary works. If someone reacts with anger, guilt, coldness, sarcasm, accusations, it doesn't mean your boundary is wrong. It means they were benefiting from you having none. Pushback is proof you did the right thing. Principle 6. Repeat once, then stop talking. A boundary only needs 2 steps. Say it. Repeat once if needed. Then silence. Example. Them. Come on, don't be like that. You. My answer is no. Them. But why are you being difficult? You. My answer hasn't changed. Silence. Your silence is stronger than their pressure. Principle 7. Walk away when needed. Leaving is the ultimate boundary. No arguments, no convincing, no need to win. Just remove yourself from the dynamic. Examples. I'll talk later. I'm stepping away now. We'll continue when the tone is respectful. I'm not staying in this conversation. Leaving teaches people how to treat you. Principle 8. You don't need permission. A boundary is not something others grant you, it's something you decide. Your right to set boundaries is your own. Principle 9. Boundaries protect both sides. Boundaries don't destroy relationships. They create clarity, build trust, reduce conflict, increase respect, improve communication. Healthy people love boundaries for the safety they create. Only manipulators hate them. Principle 10. Don't apologize for protecting yourself. Every time you say sorry, but I don't mean to be rude, but I hope it's okay if you weaken your boundary. You don't apologize for locking your door or protecting your peace. Real-life examples. Them. You really disappointed me. You. I'm not responsible for your expectations. Them. Decide now. You. I choose at my pace, not yours. Them. After all I've done for you. You. I didn't agree to a debt. Them. You're making me angry. You. Your emotions are yours to handle. Them. Ignores you. You. You live your life. You don't chase. Summary: healthy boundaries require clarity, calmness, confidence, neutrality, stillness, repetition, walking away, self-respect. Boundaries protect people, especially you. When you learn to set them without fear or guilt, your entire life changes. You're building the walls and doors to protect your peace. Next is the mindset that makes you truly unmanipulable. Let's go deeper. Chapter 9. How to become unmanipulable. The mindset of a psychologically strong person. Unmanipulable people are not cold, aggressive, or emotionless. They are emotionally sovereign. You don't become unmanipulable by memorizing tactics. You become unmanipulable by becoming a certain kind of person. Calm, grounded, self-respecting, observant, emotionally independent, slow to react, hard to guilt, impossible to intimidate. This chapter explains how such people think, how they see the world, and how they respond to others. Master these qualities and manipulation stops working on you forever. Mindset 1. I choose my reactions. Unmanipulable people don't let others push their emotional buttons. Someone raises their voice, they stay calm. Someone tries guilt, they stay neutral. Someone pressures them, they slow down. Someone withdraws affection, they don't chase. This mindset turns emotional attacks into harmless noise. Mindset 2. Your feelings are yours. Most manipulation uses emotions as leverage. Unmanipulable people understand anger, sadness, disappointment, expectations, frustration are the other person's. They do not absorb feelings that aren't theirs. This makes guilt-based control impossible. Mindset 3. Silence is a valid response. Manipulators expect emotional reactions. Silence instead makes them lose control. Unmanipulable people use silence to break pressure, stop escalation, avoid explaining, regain composure, redirect dynamics. Silence is psychological power. Mindset 4. No is a complete sentence. Weak people fear saying no. Strong people say it calmly. Unmanipulable people know. They don't owe explanations or permission or approval. No means no. Nothing more. Mindset 5. I don't chase. Manipulation thrives when you seek approval, fear abandonment, want to please, overvalue someone's presence. Unmanipulable people never chase attention, affection, or validation. If someone pulls away, they let them go. This breaks emotional control. Mindset 6. I stay consistent even if others don't. Manipulators rely on inconsistency. Unmanipulable people destroy that with stability, tone, reactions, boundaries, decisions, self-image. Don't mirror chaos, bring calm. Chaos loses power. Mindset 7. I trust behavior, not words. Manipulators talk well. I didn't mean it. You're overreacting. I'll change. I care. Unmanipulable people look at actions, patterns, effort, follow through. Words mean nothing without behavior. Mindset 8. I don't argue with reality. Manipulators rewrite reality. Unmanipulable people don't fight for validation. If someone denies facts, they end the conversation or walk away. They hold their truth silently. This destroys manipulation at its root. Mindset 9. I don't reward bad behavior. Manipulators use negativity, anger, coldness, pressure, guilt, silence. Unmanipulable people never give in to raised voices, emotional storms, guilt trips, passive aggression, fear tactics. If bad behavior never gets rewarded, it disappears. Mindset 10. I walk away when something costs my peace. This is the ultimate unmanipulable mindset. Strong people value peace, dignity, mental stability, self-respect, silence more than approval. They walk away from manipulation, disrespect, chaos, pressure, instability, games. Walk-away power makes them untouchable. The deeper truth. Manipulation works when you seek something from others. Approval, acceptance, validation, connection, security, reassurance, love, permission. When you build these qualities within yourself, manipulation loses all access points. How to internalize this mindset. No complexity needed, just daily practice. Respond slower, breathe lower, speak shorter, move calmer. Repeat boundaries once. Don't justify, don't chase, don't fix others. Trust patterns. Walk away sooner. This becomes your identity over time. Summary. You become unmanipulable by adopting these mindsets. Emotional control, boundaries without guilt, silence as power, calmness under pressure, independence from approval, trusting behavior over words, not rewarding bad behavior, walking away when needed. Manipulators lose power not because you fight them, but because you become immune. You rise above the game. You're almost at the end. Next, it's time for the final mental reset and your ultimate freedom from control. Chapter 10. Reclaiming your life. The final shift from control to freedom. This chapter is not about manipulation. It's about you, your future, and the person you are becoming. Manipulation doesn't end when others stop controlling you. Manipulation ends when you stop controlling yourself the way they controlled you. This chapter gives you the mental reset to turn everything you learned into a new way of living. Calmer, clearer, stronger, unshakable. Truth 1. You don't need permission to change. Most people wait for the right moment, approval, validation, courage, the perfect mindset. Real transformation begins the moment you decide, I'm done living by other people's expectations. You don't need permission to protect your peace, set boundaries, say no, walk away. Freedom begins the moment you stop asking for it. Truth 2, your past reactions were not weakness. They were conditioning. You weren't weak. You were trained to avoid conflict, please others, fear disapproval, over-explain, absorb guilt, stay silent, earn love, fix people, tolerate disrespect. This wasn't a flaw. This was survival. Now you see the pattern, you can rewrite it. Truth 3. You will outgrow people. And that's okay. When you become stronger, manipulators feel frustrated, controllers feel confused, toxic people feel exposed, emotional takers feel uncomfortable. Not because you changed for the worse, but because you stopped feeding them. You're not losing people, you're losing chains. Truth 4. Peace feels boring at first, chaos is addictive. Drama feels intense. Manipulation feels familiar. Being needed feels like purpose. When you remove all that, life may feel quiet, simple, slow, unfamiliar. But peace isn't emptiness, it's clarity, strength, oxygen. You'll adjust and never want chaos again. Truth 5. The strongest people are not loud. Strength is silent. Strong people don't argue, chase, explain, defend, try to change others, react impulsively, fear being alone. Their power is internal. When your calm is deeper than someone else's chaos, you become untouchable. Truth 6. You don't need to win. You just need to stay free. Manipulators want you to fight because it keeps you in the game. Freedom means not reacting, not participating, not absorbing, not engaging, not giving energy. You don't need to defeat anyone. Just don't play. Truth 7. Walking away is emotional mastery. Anyone can shout, argue, insult, blame. But walking away, that takes self-respect, clarity, stability, emotional maturity, inner strength, independence. Walking away isn't losing, it's winning with dignity. Truth 8. You are allowed to protect your peace at all costs. You're allowed to leave. Conversations that drain you. Relationships that hurt you. People who disrespect you. Expectations that suffocate you. Roles that exhaust you. Responsibilities that aren't yours. You are allowed to choose yourself without guilt, apology, or fear. Truth 9. You become who you practice. Being you don't become strong overnight. You practice strength. Every time you pause before reacting, breathe instead of panicking, say no without guilt, walk away instead of arguing, refuse to justify, hold your boundary, ignore manipulation, choose calm over chaos. You build a new version of yourself. Consistency creates identity. Identity creates destiny. Truth 10. Your life belongs to you again. This is the final shift. You stop living as someone who reacts. Start living as someone who chooses. You stop living in fear. Start living in clarity. You stop depending on unpredictable people. Start depending on your own strength. You stop being controlled. Start being complete. This is the moment you reclaim your life. Final message. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not too sensitive. You are not impossible. You are not dramatic. You are not unstable. You were simply surrounded by people who benefited from your silence. Now you know better. Now you see through the fog. Now you can protect yourself. Now you can set boundaries. Now you can stay calm. Now you can walk away. Now you can speak for yourself. Now you can trust yourself. Now you can become the person you were always meant to be. Your life is yours again. Take it. You've completed the journey. Now support yourself and others by sharing what you've learned. If these insights helped you, subscribe to our channel and leave a review. Your voice helps us empower more people on the path to freedom and strength. Thank you for listening. Conclusion. Congratulations on completing Dark Psychology, the Hidden Forces of Control and Self-Defense. You are now equipped with the awareness, strategies, and mental strength to protect your mind, your boundaries, and your peace. Remember, true freedom isn't just knowing the rules, it's choosing your own. Manipulation, guilt, fear, emotional pressure, these no longer have power over you. You have learned how to recognize, neutralize, and rise above them. Real transformation is not about changing others, it's about changing your relationship with yourself. Let these lessons guide you. Practice them every day. Trust your intuition. Set boundaries with confidence. Stand firm in your decisions. Walk away when your peace is threatened. And remind yourself your value does not depend on the comfort or approval of others. You are no longer a target. You are your own protector. You are no longer reactive. You are proactive and intentional. You are not controlled. You are in control. If this book resonated with you, share it with those who need it. Support our journey. Subscribe to our channel for more empowering content. Hit the like button if you found these ideas helpful. And click the notification bell so you never miss a new release. Your support means the world to us and helps spread these strategies to more people who need them. Together, we build a stronger, freer world and help others find their own freedom. Thank you for trusting this journey. Your mind is your greatest asset. Guard it, nurture it, and enjoy the freedom you've earned. Stay strong, stay free.